All praises to the Most High Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. What's going on, everybody? Back with another video. Crypto talk real quick. Hopefully you saw my video last night. I just did a premiere, and I was going over. I talked about the Metaverse, right? And I had been hearing a lot of things about the Metaverse, and I've been kind of ignoring it. And honestly, I kind of stepped away from the crypto a little bit once again, and simply just start letting my money just let it stack, right? I had a ton of money in cake. I was just letting it auto compound and things like that. So I had kind of backed off because Binance Smart Chain was just, it was really, really good. And then it just got plagued with people scamming left and right. So stopped putting my money into it, and kind of just sat back and just ran my business, and started coming back into it just a little bit to try to see what was going on, big changes and things like that. And I've been very interested in the Metaverse, and I know Facebook has their Meta and their Metaverse coming along, and you can get the the goggles and things, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and I think it's a good opportunity for people to also do it. And I just started checking out just different metaverses and things like that was going on. I would say the biggest metaverse that I would say to check out right now would be Decentraland. And this video is not about Decentraland, it's just about Metaverse in general. But I would say check out Decentraland. This dude almost hit me. Check out Decentraland, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Once you create your profile and create your avatar and you get inside the virtual world, it is simply just like playing another game like Roblox, Minecraft, any MMO, like a World of Warcraft kind of thing. I'm not saying the games look like that. I'm saying eventually they are going to look like that. Honestly, I think eventually we're going to see games that we already play, like Dota, World of Warcraft, are going to be doing these things. Technically, they're already doing it. They just don't have a blockchain. So I think that's what the Metaverse is going to end up being. If you can kind of envision a World of Warcraft, since that's really really well known, and just being able to interact in that world and not just spend money, but also make money or earn money. So I feel like you gotta kind of see it through that lens, and you would be fine. But Decentraland is a really good option, and the reason why I say that is because you can create something. You don't have to spend a dime. You get in there, you kind of get a feel for what's going on, how people are making money, what people are doing. And one of the main things in Decentraland is to own property. And when you own property, you can do what you want in that property. So you can create a public space that people can come and interact with. You can advertise or set up advertisement for people who want to advertise in the space. So for example, say you are, let's say you're Pancake Swap, and you say, hey, we're trying to buy up at least 40% of the advertisement space in Decentraland for the month. So they're going to be reaching out to people who have that advertisement space, and they're going to pay you. They'll negotiate. You can negotiate for how much they want to pay to be advertised. That's revenue directly coming to you, simply having property and an advertisement space. You see what I'm saying? So you can sell your NFT art. There's so many different things that you can do. People are getting pissed off and leaving. People are getting upset and they're leaving Dunkin'. But yeah, so those are some really cool things that you can do. Obviously, there's other ways to generate income inside these worlds. But the world that I specifically talked about last night was called secondlive.world. And it's just amazing because it's brand new, man. It's brand new, and they're still building, which is great because you can get in now and get in for a cheap price. And I think what ends up being the issue is things like games like Decentraland, where people they start to hear about it from bigger YouTubers. They go and check it out, like myself, and then you start to see that you are way late to the party. For example, Decentraland, I couldn't find a piece of property for less than $4,000, and that's just because I'm late. Now, with secondlive.world, I was able to get in with like a B&B. That's around $500, right? So imagine when this thing, when these properties are worth over 4,000 plus. You know what I mean? It's hey, the other people left. That was behind them. They pulled out of line and left.
Okay. So you had two.
I had the 2 macchiatos and donuts. Yeah. Thank you. It's like they see the sign to have some patience, and they still don't want to wait.
Yeah.
They still don't. People get upset and they leave.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day. I didn't get to see my girl today. She's in there. I didn't get to see her today. But anyways, yeah, so if you can get into these things right now and participate and get some land or whatever it is that they're offering, if you get in early, it's much better, because you have a better option of getting into these things at better prices, right? When people log into Decentraland, they're going to be kind of turned off because you want to participate, but at the same time, you don't really know what it's about. And the last thing you want to be doing, like, who's going to come into a game, they have no idea what it's really about, and they're going to drop $4,000 to own a piece of property to get involved. Like, no, they're not going to do that. People aren't going to do that. You know what I mean? That's not the only way you can get involved. You know what I mean? You can buy Decentraland tokens, meta tokens, and then that's at like $5 a pop. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's $5 a token or so. So that's the other expensive way to get involved. So they're building out an entire world. I try to give the best example of what to expect from these metaverses coming up. And, you know, the good thing about them is that there's going to be multiple metaverses being deployed, just like there are different pancake swap forks and alternatives, right? So there's gonna be a lot more coming up. You just have to keep your eyes peeled to get in, excuse me, at a good time. But secondlive.world, I would say definitely check them out. They're adding new stuff. Hopefully soon they'll release the decorations for your apartments, and that way you can deck them out the way you want, and to be able to generate more income for people that visit your apartments and your properties. So other than that, looking very forward to that one, to be able to create NFTs as well. I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be that's gonna be a really cool feature. And but that's secondlive.world, and it's really dope. But the other thing I wanted to talk about that's just as important, there's a lot of people that are not big into the exchange tokens. I would say probably the biggest exchange token that you could probably invest in at this moment would be crypto.com, and that's the Crow token, because it is absolutely bonkers right now. Once they started grabbing, you know, and this is another fault of mine, I bought Crow tokens when it was literally like 8 cents, 10 cents, 11 cents, and then I stopped and I was just like, it's gonna take a long time to move. They have like a 30 million or a 30 billion supply. And I just thought it was gonna take a long time. So I was just like, I'll continue to invest in other stuff. And then as I started seeing the advertisement space that they were picking up and taking out on television, and the biggest one being the UFC, being inside the octagon and heavily advertised, I started to see the prices rise dramatically. And I ignored it for a while too, because I watch UFC all the time, but then I started saying, let me go check the price of Crow. And I always get the alerts on my phone, and I never really pay attention to it. So I checked it out, and at one point I saw it at like 84 cents, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened? And literally, that's what happens, right? Literally, that's what happens. People start to take notice, right? You're in a big space like the UFC, and a lot of people pay attention, a lot of people gamble, and so that's the perfect place to introduce something like that to make money, right? So yeah, it was very, very interesting to see that. And even though it's gone down a bunch, back down to like 50 something cents, it's still really, really good in my opinion, and still a good price point if people can see the long-term goal and not just a quick-term flip, right? These aren't quick-term flips, but I would definitely check out Crow. The token I want to talk about today is a platform that most people should know about if you're into one of the more legitimate, I would say the more legitimate platforms that have more credibility, and that is DApp Radar. Guys, I have been saying for such a long time, and I missed it. I missed out on DApp Radar. I kind of missed out on DApp Radar since they launched back on December 14th. But for months now, I had been telling like my cousin, and I have been telling other people, man, I wish DApp Radar had their own token, because they're such a useful service to people. I'm surprised they don't have their own exchange token. When you look at other things like PooCoin, where they offer a tremendous, a good service, DEX tools, like when you look at these platforms, how they don't have a token yet is beyond me, because they're so incredibly informative and they give out a lot of good information. DApp Radar on the 14th released its token, and it opened up at like 4 cents. And I think that a lot of people have not really caught on yet, because it's only been a week. So I got in last night. I saw this thing, and immediately when I saw it, I don't even remember where I saw it, but I think honestly, I think it was on my Google news feed, because I have like crypto news and stuff like that on there. And I think I saw it on my news feed, and when I saw it, it said something like, said something about said something about DApp Radar something, and I was just like, wait a minute, what? And so I went to the DApp Radar site on my phone, and it was saying, something about, collect rewards from your liquidity, and I was like, what the hell is it talking about? And then I realized, oh my God, they do have their own token. And that's when I started researching, and I found out it came out like last week. And so I was able to get in right at 4 cents. Right at 4 cents. It was I was doing all my math calculations based on it being the price of 5 cents at the time when I saw it. But I was able to get it in at like 4 cents. And then it went back up to 5 cents. But the reason why I was in such a rush to get into it, right, is because I had just went through the situation with Crow. I just went through the situation with the Crow token, right? Just went into the situation with Crow token, and so, oh shit, massive wreck. And so I know now, when you say, I wish I knew what I knew, if I knew what I know now back then, it would be different. And so when I saw that, I just got an immediate rush of like fear and anxiety, like FOMO. Like, I need to get in now. I've been saying this for months. I need to get in now. And so, I mean, that's why I made that move last night and picked up over 10,000 tokens. And also, I took it a step further and I created liquidity with wrapped ether. You can use regular ether as well, but you can also use wrapped ether too. And I did that to create liquidity. And I'm running a test now because last night I ran a test, and based on the calculations that I got, if, you know, it's not guaranteed, obviously, you know, percentages, APYs are going to change, things like that. But I should be earning about 360 DApp radar tokens, or radar tokens. You got to be careful when you look for it, because there's other tokens that have the symbol of radar. So you got to make sure that you're getting the one from DApp radar. But should be earning about 360 DApp radar tokens per 24 hours. Obviously, it's not going to be exact, but it should be around that area. And you also earn sushi, which is great too. I never really cared about Sushi Swap, but now I do. So yeah, that was a really cool thing. So now you can continue to earn DApp radar instead of just sitting on it, right? The only caveat to that, y'all know about creating liquidity. You gotta be very careful, because you will lose out if it starts dropping in value. If it gains of value, you're good, but when it starts dropping value, you're in a situation where you're kind of stuck. You either stick it out or you jump out and you lose. So yeah, I did that, and we're looking into it. I think I'm gonna probably get another 10,000 tokens or so today. We'll see how that goes, but man, it's gonna be amazing. In my opinion, it's gonna be amazing. And this is a good opportunity to get into it. DApp radar is an amazing platform that provides a lot for the public, the crypto public. And you should definitely jump in when you can. I'm gonna do a more formal video on the computer, but just wanted to get that out there. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.